Okay. So today we will discussing about allergy. Allergy is you can say that the exaggerated response of our body to certain allergens, because like pathogen is disease causing agent, and same as here we will study about allergens. So what is allergen? It is allergy causing agent. Okay, so allergy causing agent is called what? It is called allergen. So similarly, we will discuss the definition of allergy as the exaggerated response. Means you can say hyperactive response. This is the case of hypersensitivity. Okay, when body becomes hypersensitive to a particular substance, and that substance is called allergens. So this is the case of hypersensitivity. Okay, so this allergy is simply the exaggerated response. You can say that the hyper response, not simple response. It is a hyper response to a particular substance, or that substance is called allergens. Okay, so this is defined as the exaggerated response of immune system. Allergy is asked in board examination. It is of 3 marks, and the definition is sometimes also this question is asked in NEET also. So the exaggerated response of immune system to certain antigens, and this antigen is simply allergens that is present in environment. Is it clear to you, Deepika? So the exaggerated response of our immune system to certain substance, and the substance is called allergens, and it is called allergy. So here we are discussing about allergens. The allergy causing substance are called allergens. So what may be the allergens? So for example, you can say some people might be having the allergy from dust. So allergens, you can say that it might be dust, pollen grain, pollens, pollens, and mites. Mites is animal, but some person might develop allergy from mites also. So this comes under dust, pollens, mites. These are allergens. Okay, it may be some animal fur, that is called animal denders. So person might develop uh, allergy from this animal denders also. So example of allergens are dust, pollens, mites, and animal denders. Okay, so now why allergy happens? Because you might be in your childhood, you were in protected environment, and suddenly you get exposure of some dust and pollens and some allergens, then you develop allergy. So due to protected environment in early stage, at later stage the person might be suffering from allergy. Is it clear to you? And this question is sometimes asked in NEET. uh, what antibody is produced during allergy? In last previous classes I had told you Ig.
IgE.
Good. So this is IgE, allergy, and this antibody is IgE. And what may be the symptoms of allergy? If we discuss about the symptoms of allergy, then it might be sneezing, running nose, watery eyes, watery eyes. It may be because asthma, asthma disease, asthma disease,
Yeah.
asthma is also allergy. It is also a type of allergy. So in asthma, what happens? Difficulty in what? Breathing.
Breathing.
Okay, good. So these are the symptoms of allergy. And you know that uh, in our body some mast cells and basophil cells are there. So in allergy, these running nose, watery eyes, sometimes the face becomes red. It is due to certain chemicals that is called histamine and serotonin. What may be the reason of this running nose, watery eyes, and redness of the face? The chemical may be histamines and serotonins. And this histamine and serotonins are secreted from which cell?
Mast, mast cells.
Good. Are secreted from mast cell during allergy. So, being a doctor, what will you prefer to the patient? So, some certain drugs are there that are used to control the allergy. So, you can write the drugs used to control allergy. It is histamine. So one drug is there that contain antihistamine. So antihistamine you can prefer to the patient, antihistamine. And some drugs are also that contain adrenaline and steroid. So these are the composition. The drug may contain antihistamine. This is the most common or popular drugs, antihistamine. And it may be adrenaline as well as what? Steroid.
Yep.
Okay, so suppose that some is having allergy, and when he or she goes to doctor, though doctors might be prefer a test to take yeah, to determine the cause of the allergy. So suppose that the person is suffering from allergy and doctor told, yeah, simply what doctor does, he simply give a exposure to particular allergens to a patient, and if he or she might develop allergy, then that particular agent is considered as allergens. So because some person might have allergy from anything, the allergens may be different for some person. Okay, it may be dust for some, it may be pollen grain for some. So what is the determination of allergy? Allergy test you can say, simply we can write as determination of cause of allergy. How will you determine the cause of allergy? Determination of cause of allergy. So simply what doctor does, it gives exposure of some that particular substance that might cause allergy. So very small doses of possible allergens are injected into the patients, and the reactions are studied. So how will you determine, being a doctor, how will you determine the cause of allergy, Deepika?
To the patient, like some the allergen should be given and then tested. If reactions take place, then uh, we can determine
Yeah,
that they are allergic to
very good.
those substances.
ठीक है? So this is all about allergy. So simply allergy, you can say it is an exaggerated response of our immune system to particular substance that is present in environment. And the allergic causing substance are called allergens. It might be dust, it might be pollens, it may be animal dunders or anything. Some person having allergy from strawberry also, some fruits, some is having allergy from wheats. So it depend upon the person. And the chemicals that are released during allergy are histamines and serotonin, and these chemicals are secreted from mast cell. And one particular antibody is produced during allergy, and what is the name of antibody? That is IgE.
E.
Okay. And what being a doctor,
And
what?
drugs, ma'am, three examples you have given:
Yeah, yeah,
antihistamine, adrenaline, stimulants. Among
adrenaline.
that, antihistamine is the best, or
Yeah, yeah.
three.
Generally, locally at a mass level, we use this antihistamine because histamine secreting. That's why our nose is running. So to stop that running nose, we simply give the person antihistamine. This is the most commonly used drug. But not only histamines, along with his antihistamines, adrenaline and steroids are also given. Okay, is it clear to you?
Yes. And an Akash material is level two. Should we learn level two, because in Akash zoology teacher, he was telling level two is not needed for need in Akash material.
Who told you this?
Is for evolution chapters, for few chapters he told.
Evolution chapter is not included in NEET.
No, no, that level two contained
Okay,
that.
okay, okay. In Akash package, you are talking about level 2.
Uh, two.
No, no, no. Actually, that package also contains some very useful information. So, if you are preparing for NEET, you should go through that topic also.
We should.
Okay. Yeah. And generally, if you suppose you want to score between 550 and 600, then you may go through level 1 also. But for securing full marks and for preparing according to you, your full preparation will be when you will go through level 2 also.
Level
Okay.
two.
Because in current topic or in current package in level 2 also, there is no more content, only sorts of topics are given in that level 2 also,
Yeah.
no? Yeah.
But in 11th grade, frog, earthworm, that topic and all, it's not
uh,
needed.
yeah,
Frog,
you
earthworm.
only cockroach will come in this NEET. Okay.
Uh,
Frogs and
so no
earthworm.
need.
Yeah, yeah, no need to study about this earthworm and frog.
Frog.
Okay. So now, very important topic is there about lymphoid organ. You know lymphoid organ,
But again, yeah.
or simply this lymphoid organ will come under immune system. So simply, we are having our immunity. We have got the ability to resist the antigen, but how? Because of this presence of immune system in our body. So immune system in present in our body, and due to this immune system, we are able to fight with the antigens or pathogens. So what are the immune system that are present in our body? So simply we will study about lymphoid tissue. It is lymphoid tissue or organs. Not or, but you can write lymphoid tissue and organs. Second is lymphocytes. B lymphocyte and T lymphocyte, you know. Lymphocytes and some other cells. And one is antibodies. And these antibodies are soluble in body fluids, so this may be called as soluble molecules. Okay, so now you tell what are the immune system that are present in our body? Lymphoid
Lymphoid
tissue and,
tissue,
and
organs,
okay, lymphocytes
lymphocytes and other cells,
and
antibodies, which are
antibodies.
soluble.
Yeah, these antibodies are soluble in blood. That's why we call it as soluble molecules. Humoral immunity. You remember that topic that we had discovered in last class? Humoral immunity. That was
Yeah, two types
antibody.
of immunity.
Yeah, yeah. That was antibody mediated immunity. So this first topic is lymphoid organ, and it is very important. Lymphoid organ. This is important for NEET also. If we talk about this lymphoid organ, so what happens here? Lymphocytes. So all the blood cells, erythropoiesis, leukopoiesis, that all take place in bone marrow. And we will study what that bone marrow is also comes under this lymphoid organ. So if we define lymphoid organ, so you can say that in this origin and maturation of lymphocytes occur. Okay, so lymphocyte is mainly responsible for our immunity, and in lymphoid organs, simply you can say the origin and maturation of lymphocyte occurs. Okay, so depending upon this, there are two types of lymphoid organ. So we will discuss about this types of lymphoid organ. And types of lymphoid organ is important for NEET also. One is called primary lymphoid organ, and second one is secondary lymphoid organ. So example of primary lymphoid organ and secondary lymphoid organ is very important. Primary lymphoid organ, we will study about two organ, that is bone marrow and thymus. What are the primary lymphoid organ? Bone marrow and
bone marrow and the thymus.
Thymus. And secondary lymphoid organ, this is very important for NEET, so you should learn this. Secondary lymphoid organ, it is spleen, lymph node, tonsils, and in small intestine some pairs passes is there, that is a folding of you can say mucosal tissue. So this is pairs patches, and these passes are present in a not in large intestine, but which intestine? Small intestine. And one more is there, that is present near cecum of large intestine, and you know that this is appendix. So what are the example of secondary lymphoid organ? Once you repeat, spleen,
Spleen,
yeah, lymph,
spleen, lymph nodes, tonsil,
tonsils, pairs passes of,
pairs patches of small intestine, and appendix.
yeah. So in primary lymphoid organ, what happens? Primary lymphoid organs, simply you can say origin of lymphocyte take place, and origin as well as maturation. So both will be take place in primary lymphoid organ. It is another thing that B lymphocyte and T lymphocyte. We will discuss about that B lymphocyte and T lymphocyte. So remember B and B for bone marrow. Bone marrow, B lymphocyte maturation will take place, and in thymus, T thymus and T lymphocyte will mature in where? Thymus. So which lymphocyte is mature in thymus? Lymphocyte. Thymus starts with letter what? T. Thymus starts with letter what? T.
T.
So T lymphocyte matures in where? Thymus. And bone marrow starts with letter B. So which type of lymphocyte will mature in bone marrow? B. B. Okay. So primary lymphoid organ, bone marrow and thymus. So in bone marrow, origin of both lymphocyte. We are discussing about origin, not only or not maturation. So origin of B lymphocyte as well as T lymphocyte. And T lymphocyte. Both take
In
place in where?
the
Origin. No,
lymphocyte that takes place
yeah. We are
time.
discussing about origin, not maturation. Okay. So it is not. If we discuss about origin, both of the lymphocyte will originate in bone marrow. B lymphocyte as well as what?
T lymphocyte.
T lymphocyte. But if we will discuss about maturation, then only maturation of B lymphocyte will take place in where? Bone marrow. So this is origin, and here we will write about maturation. So maturation of which lymphocyte? Only
In
B lymphocyte.
bone marrow.
Yeah, B say B for B lymphocyte and B for bone marrow. So in bone marrow, origin of both lymphocyte will take place. B lymphocyte and T lymphocyte. It will form in bone marrow. Origin means formation. Origin here means formation. Okay. But maturation of B lymphocyte take place in where? Bone marrow.
B lymphocyte bone.
Yeah, B lymphocyte and B for bone marrow. But if we discuss about T lymphocyte, so formation of T lymphocyte is bone marrow, but maturation will take place in where? Thymus. So if we discuss about thymus, so thymus, what will you write? Maturation of which lymphocyte?
T lymphocyte.
T lymphocyte. And if you remembered about this, thymus is an endocrine gland. So this is the only gland that reduces in size according to your age. When you were born, your thymus was too big, but when you become older and when you will become old, it will reduce, it will just shrink in size. This is thymus. So here maturation of T lymphocyte take place in thymus. And thymus, you can cite that this thymus, what is the location of thymus? In endocrinology you had studied about location. Have you remembered the location of thymus? Hmm?
Location. Thymus was
So simply you can say that it is a lobed organ, chest
in
region
between
near the heart and beneath the breastbone. Breastbone, you know, sternum.
lungs.
So simply you can say it is present in which region?
Chest
Hmm?
region.
Chest region. This breastbone is called sternum. And this is very important about the size of thymus, because this is asked in NEET also, size. So you can say it is of large sized at the time of birth. At the time of birth. But it continuously reduces in size. Continuously reduces in size with age. So this question is asked in it as which gland is decreases in size according to increasing age. As our age increases, the size of this gland is decreased. What is the name of the gland?
Thymus.
Thymus. Okay, so you can say at the time of puberty it is very reduced in size. At the time of puberty it reduces to very small size. Very small size. So this is all about thymus. Okay. So bone marrow and thymus. Is it clear to you? Any doubt in bone marrow and thymus? Hmm? Bone
No.
marrow and thymus is clear to you?
Yes.
Origin of T lymphocyte. What will be your answer? Where does it take
Uh,
place?
Origin of bone marrow.
T lymphocyte.
Origin of T lymphocyte bone marrow maturation.
Yeah, yeah, very good. Origin in bone marrow, but maturation in where?
Time.
Thymus. Okay. And which gland reduces in size according to your increasing age?
Time.
Thymus. Very good. Now we will discuss about secondary lymphoid organ. Examples I have already told you. Secondary lymphoid organ. Spleen. Graveyard of RBC. Have you heard this term? Spleen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lifespan of RBC is how many days?
Lifespan of RBC.
RBC lifespan 120 days. Okay. So after completing 120 days, the RBC destroys, and so it is destroyed, or simply you can say destroyed in spleen. So that's why it is also called graveyard of RBC. And graveyard as well as is a reservoir of RBC also. So if we discuss about the size, it is large sized spleen. And if we will discuss about the shape, simply it is like kidney, and kidney is like what shape? Bean shaped. Okay. So what is the shape of spleen? Will be your answer? Shape of spleen?
Bean shaped.
Bean shaped. And it mainly possesses lymphocytes and phagocytes. So spleen contain lymphocytes as well as what? Phagocytes. Phagocytes, the cell engulfs the germs or bacteria. They comes under phagocytes. Okay. And it also acts as large reservoir. It also acts as large reservoir of RBC. And simply filtration of blood. So suppose that if blood contains any germs, so germs will be filtered in spleen. So we can write it traps. This line is very important for NEET also. It traps the blood-borne microbes. Blood-borne microbes. And this acts as filter of blood. So question may be asked as, where does filtration of blood take place? What will be your answer?
Spleen.
Hmm?
Spleen.
Spleen. And simply spleen is also called, the most commonly is what? Graveyard of what?
RBC.
RBC. Very good. So this is all about spleen. And spleen comes under primary lymphoid organ or secondary lymphoid organ?
Secondary lymphoid.
Secondary lymphoid organ. Very good. Simply after this spleen, so in spleen filtration of blood take place, but one more secondary lymphoid organ is there, that is called lymph node. And in lymph node, filtration of lymph take place. So this question is asked alternately in NEET also. Filtration of blood take place in spleen, but filtration of lymph take place in where? Lymph
Lymph nodes.
Lymph nodes. Very good. This is lymph nodes. And spleen is large sized, but this lymph node is of small sized. Small sized solid structure. And these are located at regular interval in lymphatic vessels. So if we'll discuss about the location, So simply we can write at different points in lymphatic system. Lymphatic system. And if we discuss about the function of lymph node, function. So this traps microorganisms. Yeah, simply you can write microbes, yeah, antigens from lymph and tissue fluid. Tissue fluid. And simply we can write here filtration of lymph take place here. Filtration of lymph take place at lymph node. And what will happen after that? Simply it will activate the lymphocyte that are located on lymph node and immune response will be provided. So after this, the activation of lymphocyte will take place.
Lymph
Activation
node
of
will activate the lymphocyte.
hmm, what?
The lymph nodes will activate the lymphocytes
Yeah.
after filtration.
Firstly, when this suppose that filtration of lymph is taking place in lymph node. So when lymph will circulate through lymphatic vessels, what will happen? Suppose the lymph is containing any types of microbes, it will just get filtered at lymph nodes. So microbes are coming to the lymph node. Then what will happen to that microbes or antigen? Simply the lymph node will activate the lymphocyte, and after that, that activated lymphocyte will destroy the antigen. Is it clear to you? Clear or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So when the microbes will get filtered and lymph at lymph node, then what will happen? Simply the activation of lymphocyte that are present at lymph node, and simply this lymphocyte will give what? Which response? Immune response. Because you know that immune response will be given by our lymphoid organs. So lymph node, how it will give immune response? So here at lymph node, lymph will be filtered, and suppose that lymph is containing any antigen or microbes, it will simply get filtered at lymph node. Then what will happen when the microbes or antigens get lost at lymph node? Simply the lymph node will activate the lymphocyte cell, and that activated lymphocyte cell will give immune response. Is it clear to you? Lymph node. And one more is there, that is called, this is also very important, malt. Sometimes in NEET, full form of malt is also asked. What is the full form of malt?
Mucosa associated lymphoid tissue.
Good. Mucosa associated lymphoid tissue. So what is the location of mass? Malt, where it is located? So simply you can say this is located within the lining of tracts. Tracts means simply you can write major tracts like digestive tract, no? So digestive tract, respiratory tract. So digestive tract, respiratory tract, and urinogenital tract. Urinogenital is sometimes also called urogenital tract. Urogenital tract. So suppose the question is asked like, what is the location of malt? So simply you will say it is just present in the lining of digestive tract, respiratory tract, and which tract?
Urogenital.
Urogenital tract. And in ACAS AIATS also this question is asked the percentage of malt, and it is about
50%.
good 50% of lymphoid tissue. So 50% of lymphoid tissue is mucosa associated lymphoid tissue of our body. Is it clear to you? Malt. So uh, this is all about lymphoid organ. And you know appendix, this is present in large intestine in cecum region, and one more is there Peyer's patches, this is present in a small intestine also. Tonsils, you know, tonsils is also secondary lymphoid organ. Tonsils, appendix, okay, malt, lymphoid tissue. So these are secondary lymphoid organ. Is it clear to you? Now we will study about AIDS. AIDS, you know, what is AIDS? Full form of AIDS is
Acquired immunodeficiency syndrome.
acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. And what is the causative agent?
HIV.
Deficiency syndrome. And what is syndrome? Syndrome is called group of symptoms. So syndrome is nothing but what? Group of symptoms. It means that AIDS is not having a particular symptoms. It have many symptoms. Okay. And AIDS, as the full form states here, this is acquired. AIDS is not a congenital disease. It is acquired during lifetime, and this and AIDS and cancer comes under immunodeficiency disease. So AIDS is an example of which type of disease? It is immunodeficiency disease. Immunodeficiency disease. Okay, and the causative agent is HIV. And what is the full form of HIV?
Human immunodeficiency virus.
Good. RNA virus or DNA virus?
RNA virus.
RNA virus. Human immunodeficiency virus. And it is RNA virus. And AIDS was firstly reported in India or America? What do you think? Hmm? USA. This was firstly reported in 1981. When it was reported?
81.
1981 in USA. Monkey. So AIDS was reported in monkey, where when it was reported in
In
1981.
1981. 81.
In where? USA.
USA.
Okay. So now this RNA virus, simply if we say about the group of this RNA virus, then it comes under retrovirus group. Retrovirus group. And how AIDS are transmitted from one person to another person? As you know that AIDS is STDs. What is the full form of STD?
What is the full form of?
STD. STD.
Sexually transmitted diseases.
Good. So this is mode of transmission. So if we discuss about the mode of transmission, so simply is a STD. STD means sexually transmitted disease. Sexually transmitted disease. So it will spread through sexual contact. What do you think? Sexual contact with infected person or uninfected person?
With infected person.
Good. With infected person. Or simply, suppose that one person is having AIDS. So AIDS virus are also present in their in his or her blood, and suppose the person is going to donate his or her blood, and without checking the blood, the doctor transfuses the blood to the patient, then what will happen? The patient might be suffering from
AIDS.
disease. Okay, so this is AIDS is transmitted through body fluid contact. Always it is through contact with body fluid. Contact with body fluid. So what do you think? If we are, if any person is shaking hand, then AIDS will be transmitted or not?
If any person is,
Handshake, shaking hand.
no,
Then
no,
what
it
will
won't be
happen?
it won't be transmitted.
Okay. Why? Because it will only transmitted when body fluid
Body
comes
fluid.
in contact. Okay. So the second is this question. AIDS is asked in long question of 5 marks in board examination. Okay. So transfusion of infected blood, not only but blood, but maybe blood products also. And suppose one person is having AIDS, and he is taking drugs intravenously, and the suppose that the syringe or the needle that is used in taking injection, the same needle will be used for taking injection to a healthy person, then what will happen? Disease may be transmitted or not?
It will be transmitted.
Okay, so this is through sharing needles, or not only needle, but we'll write here infected needles. Infected needles, and especially in case of intravenous drugs. In case of intravenous drugs, drug abuser. Drugs abuse, we will study this at the end of the chapter. Drugs abuse is also a topic. And suppose that one pregnant lady is infected with AIDS virus, then what will be the chances whether it will be transmitted to the offspring or baby or not from infected mother?
Yeah, it will.
Yeah. So infected mother to the fetus, and especially through placenta. Placenta, human reproduction, you had studied about placenta. It is a connecting tissue between mother and fetus, placenta. Okay, so AIDS virus, when it enters in body, it is not necessary that after entering it will show its symptoms. It may take time, and so simply as you can say, the time period taken between infection and appearance of the symptoms, till that the time period is known as what? Incubation period.
Until the person is affected, until the symptom is.
Yeah, when the microbes get entered in our body, and it will show the symptoms. So between these two, after entry and showing the symptoms, the time taken taken will be microbes, the time taken by them. This is called incubation period. So it may be incubation of period of HIV virus. It may be few months to many years. Okay, so sometimes the symptoms doesn't.
Many years.
Many years means it is especially 5 to 10 years also. Okay, so suppose that if one person get infected from HIV virus, then it may the cases may be that symptoms may not appear up to 10 years also, and after 10 years the symptoms will be appeared. So incubation period of HIV virus is from few months to many years, and years means how many years? 5 to
10 years.
5 to 10 years. One second. Now, one diagram has been given in your book in AIDS. NCRT also. Level that diagram. Labeling is asked in NEET. So we'll discuss about the life cycle. What happens? Life cycle of AIDS virus is very important. You are having your NCRT?
Yes.
Okay. So once you see life cycle of AIDS virus that has been given in NCRT. Life cycle. One diagram has been given there, that is retrovirus. Okay, this diagram is asked in NEET examination for leveling. Okay, so this is nothing but it is retrovirus, RNA virus, AIDS virus. I have told you about this retrovirus, and this retrovirus is having RNA genome. So this is viral RNA code. RNA code. This is genetic material. Okay, so this is viral RNA code, and this red portion is viral protein code, because in virus structure you had a study about that genetic material is uh, surrounded by protein called, and especially in case of virus, that is called capsid. Have you heard this term, capsid? Yeah. So this viral RNA code and this virus will generally infect the normal cell. So this virus infects normal cell. And when this will infect normal cell, what will happen? Because now you are knowing that the virus is containing RNA genome. Its genetic material is RNA. So what will happen? Suppose now this virus is come here and this is the RNA genetic material. Okay. So when it will infect the normal cell, suppose that we are making here a cell. So this is cell, and simply it is animal cell. So the outer covering of animal cell is called what? Plasma membrane or cell wall? Plasma membrane. It is also called cell membrane. Okay, so what will happen? This will infect and it will just release its RNA genome or genetic material into the cell. So the RNA or genetic material is released into the cell. So this is viral RNA. Is introduced into the cell. So this RNA, do you have Akash package of this health and disease?
Yeah, now I don't have.
But you have. Okay. So in that you will see about the structure of the RNA virus, that is to filamentous RNA, and it is incorporated with enzyme that is called reverse transcriptase. What is the name of enzyme? Reverse transcriptase. And this reverse transcriptase will helps in conversion of RNA to which? DNA. And this is surrounded by a protein coat. And there will be two protein coat. This has been given in your NCR ACAS package also. Okay, so this is P24. Okay, and outer to this P24, one more protein layer is there, that is P17. Okay, so two protein layer is given, and the unit of outer is P17. And you know that cell membrane is made of protein and lipids, so this will be lipid bilayer. If you go through the structure, you will come to know about this structure. Okay, so this is lipid bilayer, and from to this lipid bilayer, glycoproteinaceous, this is spikes. This is spikes, and it is made up of what? Glycoprotein. Okay, and this glycoprotein, if you'll come to know the unit, it is GP120, and this is GP41. Is it clear to you? GP for glycoprotein. This is pedicel. This is 41, and this outermost, the wider one is GP what? GP 120. And this structure is repeating. This is GP120, and this is GP41. So like this structure you will come to know. So here it is RNA is introduced into cell. So this RNA is now converted into DNA. Okay, so now this is viral DNA, and this RNA is get converted to DNA through the process that is called reverse transcription. You know, in transcription, DNA is copied into RNA, but in reverse transcription, RNA is copied into RNA is changes into what? DNA. So this is viral DNA is produced by enzyme is reverse transcriptase, but the process is reverse transcription. Okay, this is transcriptase. Okay, so this is reverse transcriptase enzyme, and through this reverse transcriptase, the RNA is converted into what? DNA. Okay, so now this DNA, simply this is our cell, and in our case, our genetic material incorporated into where? Nucleus, and this thread like structure is called DNA. So now this viral DNA gets incorporated in our DNA. Okay, so here we'll write that viral DNA incorporates into host genome. Host means V into host genome. And now, along with our genomic DNA, this viral DNA will be replicated. Okay, so replication take place in nucleus, and after replication, transcription will take place. And in case of transcription, DNA is copied into RNA. So same will here, and this viral DNA gets incorporated into this host DNA, and it will get replicated here. Okay, along with the host genomic DNA. Now what will happen? Transcription will take place, and after transcription, the viral DNA is transformed into RNA. So this new viral RNA is produced by infected cell. Okay, so this is new viral RNA. Again, we are writing here viral RNA. Okay, and this viral RNA, it will get protein coat, and new virus will be produced. These are new virus. And now this new virus is ready to infect another cells. This new virus can infect another cell. Is it clear to you? Any doubt in this?
No.
Hmm?
No.
Okay. So this is all about the replication of retrovirus. This figure is of replication of retrovirus. Okay. So now suppose that one person is suffering from AIDS, then how will you recognize the person? How will you diagnose the disease of AIDS? One special test is there, that is called ELISA. ELISA, enzyme linked immuno what sorbent assay. So simply, suppose that any person is having AIDS, then what will be the symptoms? Any microbes can infect the cell or infect the organism, and the symptoms will be it will last for so many times. It will take too much time. Suppose one is suffering from diarrhea, then diarrhea might be take for 6 months or 7 months. The person may be suffering from TB also. The TB bacteria can also infect the person, because what happens here, because this RNA virus, it just AIDS virus you can say, or HIV, it infects or affects or it attacks our T helper cell. T helper cell, do you know T helper cell? Okay, so this affects T helper cell, and it reduces the number of T lymphocyte, number of T lymphocyte. So what will happen? Suppose that T lymphocyte will be reduced, then what will happen? T helper cell helps B lymphocyte to produce antibody, so our antibody will also not be produced, and its cell-mediated immunity is also affected. So person becomes weak. ठीक है, तो person immune अगर हम if we discuss about the immunity, the person immunity will become weak in this HIV, or simply due to this HIV or human immunodeficiency virus. And if we discuss about the sign and the symptoms, what will happen to the patients? Sign and symptoms. Then sign and symptoms, the person will become very weak. He or she might be suffering from fever, diarrhea, weight loss, and various infections. Okay, and what is the diagnostic test? Hmm?
ELISA.
Diagnostic test is ELISA. And what is the full form of ELISA?
Enzyme
Enzyme.
linked immuno uh,
Hmm?
enzyme linked immunoassay. What was
Solvent assay. And this ELISA this is the question of need. What is the principle of ELISA? On which principle it acts? So this is based on principle of antigen antibody interaction. So what is the principle behind ELISA? It is based on which interaction? Antigen
antibody?
antibody interaction. Okay, so the AIDS is not a curable disease, but the patient might prolong his life through taking AZT, azithromycin drugs. So this is a treatment. Use of antiretroviral drugs, or this is called retrobir, or AZT, that is azithromycin. And what happens? It inhibits viral replication. Viral replication. So in next class we will study about the prevention. Okay, is it clear to you?
Yeah.
And in next class also we will discuss about cancer. Notes I will send you. Okay then. Good
Okay.
night.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you. Thank you. Good night.